Hello, my name is Miranda Wise, and I'm the writer and producer of the story that you are about to watch. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed writing it. And take care. I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye. Chapter 12, January 1987. CeeCee was working on her second album by this time, and she was feeling pretty good. Her career was on the right track. She was thankful her mother had been around to see at least some of her success. Before she reached the shower, her phone rang. Hey, CeeCee, this is Patrice. If Patrice was calling to ask her to join her new sitcom, she could forget it. She had already gotten a few singers on board, including Yolanda of all people. If singers in the company kept moving over to the acting column, Preston would be scouting new talent. Besides, her music career was catapulting now. After that first album, the fans fell in love with her. Hi, Patrice. What's up? Can I meet with you this afternoon? Sure. I was coming up to the studio anyway. Well, that's perfect. I'll see you soon. Because she had moved to Gaithersburg, it did not take long for her to arrive at the building. Patrice had asked if she could meet her on the sixth floor conference room, so she took the elevator up to that floor. She had noticed workers on the first floor working on the TV studios down there. She walked down the long hallway that led to the conference room. She knocked on the door. Someone on the other side opened. To her surprise, everyone from the board, including Norman, was sitting in the room. She wondered what was going on. Hello, everyone.
Hello, CeeCee. Have a seat.
Norman said. She sat down. Everyone appeared solemn. Nobody was smiling, and CeeCee wondered why. She was a charting artist, had won her first Grammy, was always out there performing and recording. What was going on? Norman finally opened dialogue when he said,
Did you ever get a publicist, Miss Wright?
Yes, after our conversation, I felt the need to get one.
Have you seen the post this morning?
Well, no, sir, I have not. Norman then slid the paper over to her and she read the headline. R&B singer CeeCee Wright posed nude in magazine. Cecilia Wright, known by her stage name CeeCee Wright, posed nude in 1981 in a magazine called Girls, 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 an undercover magazine that is not sold in stores but underground. It is unknown as to whether Miss Wright's career began before or after the time of this publishing. Wright is currently signed to record label Preston Records based in Maryland. We reached out to Miss Wright for comment, but have not received a response from her. CeeCee was so nervous that tears spilled from her eyes. Her hands trembled as she held the paper. She gently laid it on the table, avoiding eye contact with Norman and his daughters. She knew she would have to explain this. How else could she other than telling the truth? She knew Norman wanted a statement from her. He was known for a man who did not tolerate scandal in his company. He would have probably buried this story if he had any control. She finally took a breath and said, Mr. Preston and board, first let me apologize. I know this is embarrassing, but I just made a very stupid mistake.
Well, what led you to pose for that magazine and when did it happen?
It happened right after I graduated from high school. I see. So that was right around the time you signed with the company, am I correct? A woman on the board asked. Yes, it happened right around that same time. Yes, ma'am.
So let me ask you a question, CeeCee. Was there anything that led you to do such a thing?
Um, One day I came home and found out thugs had ransacked our home, stole my mother's TV, and assaulted her. I had to get my mother out of that neighborhood. At the time, I hadn't made a salary at the company yet, and I was desperate, but that's not an excuse. I would not have done it otherwise, though, if I hadn't been so desperate. I didn't have any credit or funds, so I thought I would just make some quick cash. I felt that if we stayed in that neighborhood any longer, it would further put me and my mother, especially my mother, in jeopardy. Norman listened intently. When she paused long enough, he asked,
How did you know about this magazine?
Nokie introduced me to them. She saw Patrice sneak a glance at her father as if they knew something. Otherwise, you would not have known about them. Is that correct? The woman board member asked. No, I would not have. I did not. No. The woman's pen moved in swift motion as she took copious notes. Then why would you trust them? Because I believe what. Look, I was younger and it was stupid. I felt bad afterwards. I was desperate. I don't claim to be perfect. I just wanted my life to be different. I had just turned 18. Not that that's an excuse. And I regret that every day. And I wish it had never happened.
You were about to say you believed in something. Were you going to say that you believe in what Nokie told you?
Yes, sir, I did. She was my friend, and she and I had been friends since we started school. I know it was a stupid decision, and I am sorry. I am so sorry. I understand if you need to cut me from the
That's
label,
not how we
but
do things. That's not how we do things, CeeCee. Now, have you heard from Nokie?
not since the first time. Oh, I'm sorry. Not since the first appearance on Soul Train that was televised. So, was she with you when you went in to do that taping on Soul Train? Patrice asked. When I appeared on Soul Train, no. She came by my house after it was televised to cuss me out about the fact that I had gone solo. And that was the last I've seen or even heard from her.
So, let me get this straight, young lady. She was upset about you going solo.
Yes, sir. And I reminded her of the fact that I had been trying to get her back in the studio after the birth of her second son. Silence fell over the room, leaving CeeCee to collect her thoughts and emotions. And that's all she said about you going solo? Is that what was really bothering her? I mean, was that the end of the conversation? Well, she sort of threatened to get back at me. That's when several board members, including Patrice, looked around at each other. Norman's compassionate eyes landed on CeeCee. Then he looked at his daughter. The woman taking the notes said, Is there anything else you need to tell us about this magazine or anyone else involved in it during that time? No, I cannot think of anything else at the moment. Okay. If you do, let us know, okay? Okay, I will. Patrice spoke up and said, The board will have to vote as to whether or not we should buy you out of your contract. We will be in contact with you within a week. During that time, you would not be allowed to record at the company, but if you have any upcoming performances already scheduled, you will be allowed to uphold them. In the meantime, contact your publicist so that she can get out on this. Who is your publicist? Oh, my publicist is Colleen Hunter. Oh, okay. She's really good. You make sure you contact her immediately. Okay, I appreciate you all meeting with me today. Norman walked her out into the hallway. Once the door shut behind him, he said,
Are you going to be okay, CeeCee?
That's when tears burst from her eyes. Norman embraced her. Her tears soaked his white shirt. The man always wore suits.
It's okay. It's okay, young lady. Listen, you gonna be okay. Don't don't be out without protection, okay? You make sure you get you a protection officer, okay?
Yes, sir. Um, this, this is this is really hurtful. I'm sorry, Norm. I'm so sorry. He removed his silk handkerchief from his pocket and handed it to her so she could wipe her tears. I'm so sorry.
I
I'm
know.
so sorry, Norman.
Listen, dear. I know you are. Things like this happen all the time. We just had to address it, okay?
She thanked him again and left. Chapter 13. CeeCee cried all the way home. She couldn't believe something like this had caught up with her. She called Colleen, her publicist, before calling Nell, but he was not home. She listened to Nikki's phone ring, praying she would pick up. Hello? Hey, Nikki. I'm so glad you picked up. Hey, girl. What's wrong? CeeCee explained to her what happened. Girl, I would bet my whole acting and rapping career that Nokie leaked them pictures of you. She's so jealous. Oh my goodness. She's been trying to get at me for a while now, like calling the Jenna and Ralph show to lie on me. So, what are you going to do? What can I do? Other than get my publicist on it, I've already called her. Oh, so who do you have? I have Colleen Hunter. Oh, girl, you ain't got nothing to worry about. She's good. She'll look out. Don't worry. Nobody is perfect anyway. She felt much better after talking to Nikki. Nikki was always so positive, and she did not allow others to control her, and that's what CeeCee loved about her. She'd even stood up to Norman a couple of times. She hoped the board would vote in her favor. Colleen assured her she would plead her case to the board as well. It was that night that she penned what could become a song that could win Grammys in the future called I Am Flawed. Chapter 14. Colleen Hunter, publicist of CeeCee Wright, put out a statement this morning which says, oftentimes people expect our entertainers to be perfect, whereas politicians can behave to the highest level of corruption yet be elected to office. Miss Wright is human, therefore susceptible to making mistakes. We hope our fans see Ms. Wright as being able to relate to her fans during difficult times, but her goal is to continue to use her gift to reach fans and apologizes for all of this. A reporter stated, the person at station on Anchor said, you interviewed Colleen Hunter? Did she say whether or not she thinks this would have a negative effect on Miss Wright's career? I did speak to her, and she doesn't believe so, but she did say that Miss Wright's personal business should have no effect on her music. And what everyone else should be focused on is the Iran-Contra scandal. And this is let me read it from here, a distraction from what's going on in the world that actually affects people. And she says that Miss Wright's personal life does not affect anyone in any way, that this government's handling of the country's affairs does. Thank you, Angela. Well said. the anchor said. CeeCee watched the news. She felt Colleen had handled it well. Her publicist had not only given a concise statement, she had done so very quickly. Hello?
Hey, C-Note, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there, just still trying to wrap my head around this. Nobody else would have put that information out there other than Nokie. You know what? I feel so betrayed.
Girl, why didn't you tell me what y'all were going to do when you went to take them pictures?
Because I didn't know what it was about back then until we got to that place.
But you never even mentioned to me after it happened.
Because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed now. And now I feel so betrayed. I would never have done that to her.
You're a better person than she is. She's always been jealous of you.
Well, I didn't know that back then. I thought we were friends now.
Well, she used to complain to Patrice about having you sing certain parts of our songs because Patrice felt your voice was softer and fit certain verses better. Then she complained about our positions on stage when we did do our East Coast tour that time.
But why didn't she tell me all that? Why didn't she tell me how she felt?
Maybe she was planning on sabotaging you even back then. That's the only reason people ain't upfront about stuff.
I guess you're right, Nelson.
Hey, guess what? I talked to Justine.
That revelation made CeeCee perk up. And?
Well, not really talked to her, I actually ran into her downtown. I asked her how she was doing. She looks good.
Is she seeing anyone?
I asked her that too, but she said it wasn't none of my business.
Oh, wow, Nelson.
Listen, I'm not doing anything illegal. I quit all that. I work for a great company in Fairfax. I'm doing it all right. And now she still won't talk to me. Well, I mean, what else do I need to do?
I know what you mean. CeeCee did not know what to tell her friend. She wanted to tell him it would be okay. But how could she determine what Justine was thinking? She had only seen Justine about maybe twice since high school. She didn't know what kind of person Justine had grown up to be or what her plans were.
But I guess it'll be okay. But listen, you gonna be okay. Somebody like Nokie will never be able to stop a force like yours, C-Note.
Aw, thanks, Nell. I'll talk to you later. Chapter 15. CeeCee was nervous. This was the day she would learn the board's decision, if she would be able to stay on the label or be bought out. She found herself hanging over the toilet that morning. She was so nervous. But she managed to pull herself together, get dressed, and head up to the studio. She looked up at the building, took a deep breath before heading inside. She took the elevator to the 6th floor, and with every step towards that door at the end of the hallway, her heart picked up. She approached the door, paused, took a deep breath. After knocking, she knew this was it. The day that would determine if her time with Preston would end. Would that in turn end her career? Her music was still being played on the radio, and she was thankful for the support she had gotten from Jenna and Ralph on their morning show when she heard, I mean, come on, y'all. How many of us didn't do something crazy and retarded when we were 17 or 18? Ain't that right, Ralph?
Yeah, you right, Jen. We all done did some stuff we don't want nobody to know about. I know I did. We were all young and dumb at one time. That has nothing to do with a person being a good person or a bad person or anything else. And we all got it, what you call it, redeemable quality.
Yeah, that's right. And this won't stop me from playing her music. So let's give our girl some support by supporting her music. Heck, I'll launch a protest against the paper if I have to. Well, check this out. This is Jenna and Ralph as the sound of the nation's capital rose on PGC. She was snatched out of reverie when the door of the conference room opened. Patrice stood there. The entire board was not there, just Patrice and Norman.
How are you doing this morning, CeeCee?
I'm well, considering. His politeness did not say much about the decision itself because he was not the only one to make that decision. Besides, he was always polite.
Have a seat.
The man gestured at the seat right next to him as he sat at the head of the table. Patrice sat right across from her. She had a folder in front of her. CeeCee's eyes glanced downward, wondering what was in that folder. Norman turned to her and said,
The board has reached a decision, and they voted 14-1 to keep you on the label.
Once she heard that, she bounced from her chair and hugged Norman. Tears streamed down her face. Thanks, Mr. Preston. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You are welcome, CeeCee.
Patrice then piped in and said, As of today, you may resume all recording activities and any other activities in the company. So, I know you do have a few things written down in your little notebook that you want to record. CeeCee and Patrice hugged. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you. You are welcome. Well, Dad and I have some business to discuss, and we got some other things to handle, but thanks for coming in, CeeCee, okay? Okay. Have a good day, y'all. She said goodbye and hurried out of the room, closing the door behind her. Once she was headed down the hallway, a question popped in her mind. Who was the one who voted against her? She knew she would never find out. Therefore, she put it behind her. She had to. She had business to handle. Music business could not wait another day. She headed down to the one recording room on the 4th floor, and she spotted Yolanda headed down the hall in her direction. Hey, CeeCee, you coming to record? Congratulations. They high-fived. You knew they voted to keep me on? Yeah, I knew. Norman told me, but I'm the only one he would tell outside the board. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're the favorite niece. Actually, Nokie is. That's why they always bumping heads. Yolanda, you're so crazy. Girl, anyway, haters can't stop goodness. You're always going to have haters. And surprisingly and sadly, it's going to be some of the people that's closest to you. Well, you got that right, Yolanda. Thank you so much. You're welcome. See ya. Yolanda bent the corner towards the elevators, and she was gone. Chapter 16. CeeCee got to work immediately. She had several songs to record. She could waste no time. After recording one afternoon, she headed out to Alexandria to meet Nell for dinner. She parked in front of the house and blew the horn. He headed out, but they jumped into his Pathfinder and took 236 Duke Street into Fairfax County. They were seated before CeeCee told her former group member what was on her mind. Now, I've been thinking, and I think we should record a duet.
What? What? You mean as in me and you?
I'm sorry for making you almost choke on your lemonade. Yes, why not? I have a song that's written in two-part harmony for male and female. I think it could work.
You sure Norman or Patrice would want me to? Remember, I got arrested that time.
I've already talked to Norman, and he's okay with it. And Patrice is so focused on launching her new sitcom that she's not much about the music as she was before.
Well, then who's running things?
The managers, technicians, and a lot of the artists are writing their own stuff. Like I write my own stuff. Even Tommy with Midnight Velvet, he got into writing stuff too.
No wonder I haven't seen them out as much as they used to. So, what you got?
CeeCee handed him the song she had written and he looked it over.
Wow, this is amazing, C-Note. But you always had it in you. I mean, you've already won a Grammy and coming up on winning another Grammy.
Pray for me.
I'm already there. But look here, I'll collab with you. This will be fun. But I don't know what made me stop in the...
CeeCee knew what made him stop. It was the fast money on the streets of D.C. She was thankful he had gotten out of that game before it was too late. D.C. was named the murder capital of the nation, and each time she heard of a shooting or a murder, she prayed it would not have been her childhood friend. But she gave him credit for one thing. He did not put everyone else at risk. He had quit the label and hardly ever visited her house during his nefarious activities. While they were enjoying their meal, she happened to spot two familiar faces, Johnny Hutchinson and his wife Cartier. CeeCee had not seen her in so long. Johnny stopped at their table.
Hello, CeeCee. Nell.
The pair spoke to them. CeeCee noticed Cartier didn't say anything. She had lost a lot of weight and looked frightened. Nell also observed them.
I'm sure Preston had something to say about your past activities, huh, Nell?
Wait a minute, what did you just say to me? What did you just say to me?
Nell bounded from his seat and faced off with the man. His wife called his name and tried to pull him back as Nell got in his face.
What did you just say? Huh? I mean, I will
Nell,
wipe the
he's
floor
not worth
with
it.
your Bama behind. You
Nell,
want some of this? You want some of this?
Nell,
Huh?
he's not
You
worth
want
it,
some of
Nell.
this?
He's not worth it. Sit back down, Nell. He's not worth it. Johnny, that was really rude of you.
Oh, you stay out of this, Red.
Johnny scolded Cartier, and she backed off immediately. But come on, Johnny. I mean...
It looked like you better listen to your wife, man. You better listen to your wife, okay? And get on up out of here looking like something from the early 1970s. Yeah, and by the way, I heard how you stole from Mr. Preston in order to launch your label. So ha 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 that, Bama. Bama.
You don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing about me, Nelson.
Oh, I know a lot about you. The streets of D.C. have been talking about you for the last decade. So take that to your bank.
Johnny and Cartier turned to leave. Then Nell said,
Man, that dude is the biggest Bama I've ever seen. Still dressing like the 70s. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He pitiful. Dude is pitiful, yo.
Oh, man. I tell you, you know what, Nell? You did handle that good. You handled that very well because you know what? That dude is a bully. And a lot of people in that company was scared of him.
Yeah, I know. And you handled it well, too, sis. You did.
Yeah, thank you. But you know what? I've learned a lot over the years. And one of the things that I've learned is not to give people like that any oxygen. Chapter 17, February 1987.
And the award for Best R&B album goes to CeeCee Wright.
Take CeeCee entered the stage to accept her second Grammy. She stood before the audience and addressed them. First of all, thank God for this gift. Thanks to my mother, may she rest. Thanks to all who stuck with me during difficult times. Thanks to my friends Nikki Preston, Tawanda Preston Wicks, Nelson Baines, and Preston Records. Thank you so much, Patrice and Norman. I appreciate these opportunities. Thank you so much again. Nelson had accompanied her to the Grammys and posed on a red carpet with her. He hugged her and said,
"Congratulations, girl. Second Grammy."
"Thanks so much, Nelson." The very next morning, Jenna and Ralph were at it again.
Okay. So, Ralph, what is going on here? We have not seen Nelson Baines since he left the group a couple of years ago. Now, CeeCee has been solo longer than she was with the group Trilogy of Soul. Am I correct? Yeah, and you know what else I noticed is what... Wait a minute. He posed on the red carpet with her and everything. Wonder if he's trying to make a comeback. That's what I was about to say. But you cut me off like you always do. But you know what? He was looking sharp, though. Y'all gotta give him. He was looking sharp in that tux. Child, I wish I had been there to interview him, but I had to check on Daddy last night. He was acting up again. Your daddy is always acting up, girl. He raised you. Hey, Ralph, you better watch yourself, okay? You better watch yourself. But this is Jenna and Ralph. On the Jenna and Ralph Morning Show is the sound of the nation's capital rose with PGC.
Too many highest things. Love is not a game you play. Too many highest things. So take this with you. Chapter 18. Ready for your next tour? Nikki said when she met CeeCee in the recording room. It was now September 1987, and the management team had gotten her schedule together, and Jason, her security, was making preparations, getting information about venues, and asking about compromising issues that could potentially put her in danger. He was serious about his job. Yes, girl, I am ready. Okay, so Tawanda and I decided if you needed backups, we'll back you up. Nikki, you're a well-known rapper and your sister is out there making commercials. Are you kidding? Backup? We don't mind, CeeCee. Are you joking? You the one that talked me into this, Nikki. Nikki and Tawanda burst out laughing. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. No, I'm just playing with you, CeeCee. It was actually my idea. And Nikki is on break from her own stuff right now, so we are available. I hear Nell is going with you. What is he going to sing? Some of y'all old songs from Trilogy of Soul? A couple of them, but since we don't have Nokie, we're kind of limited on that. Oh, okay. So I guess you haven't heard from the big giant bag of dog doo-doo, have you? No, not since she did what she did. Yeah, she tried to ruin you, CeeCee. She would have never gotten away with that if that was me she tried to do that to. You know, no matter how famous you become, you still ghetto, Wani. I tell you, you are still ghetto. So, CeeCee, what are y'all gonna do? We have a duet we recorded, but I cannot tell you the rest. Oh, girl, now you got me curious. Come on, tell me. I can't. I promised Nelson that I would not spill it. He does not want anyone to know. Oh, blame it on him. What a cop-out, CeeCee. Wani, stop being a bully. She don't want us to know yet. I know. I'm sorry, girls. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Tawanda. But I gotta keep it for now. But y'all are gonna love it.